You about to check out this video from Candace Owens. She's going to be speaking on Tyrese. I don't know what's going on, but I like Tyrese, man. He's one of the presidents of the Black Club. There's a group that's special and dedicated to dark-skinned brothers like myself. I've been in it for about maybe 5 years. He's been holding it down for 25, right? I don't want to mess up my chances of becoming the club president within the next 5 years. So we're gonna take it easy on Tyrese. We're gonna take it easy. Black Club Unite. Black, imagine that. The actual co-founder was Wesley Snipes and Charlie Murphy. Wayne Brady actually was supposed to be a co-founder, but then he went and did his own thing. All right, let's check out Candace Owens talking about this.
So women are increasingly toxic, and that is something that was not fashionable to say, definitely not fashionable to say over the last 10 years as we've moved toward this female power mirage. I call it a mirage because females have had power. Obviously, over the last 2 decades, we've had more than just a little bit of power. I believe that we are fully existing under a matriarchy, and I've made that argument to you guys many times in the past. And elements of the matriarchy is destroying things that are traditional, destroying things that work, and in the end, destroying things that actually make women happy, aspiring to marriage, aspiring to family, looking down on that with your nose. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think it's a secret plan from feminists to just make you unhappy. They unhappy. So let's make all the other women unhappy.
Don't you just want to be a free woman? You don't need no man. Where my single ladies at? We all know the dance. We all know the song. It was a great song, by the way. Just probably should mention that Beyonce wasn't a single lady when she wrote it. That's what I love about Beyonce. She makes all of this music. It's super catchy and it's amazing. And women feel empowered by it. The truth.
She didn't write the song. The Dream wrote that.
Is that she's in a very traditional relationship with her husband. So, she teaches others to do what she's not doing herself because she wants to be fulfilled. She's happy in a relationship. Well, I'm bringing this up right now because a woman who I wasn't familiar with, her name is Samantha Lee, went on a podcast that I'm not familiar with called the Hardly Initiated Podcast. And she was talking about her 3-year marriage to an R&B singer who I used to listen to very much when I was growing up, named Tyrese Gibson.
You was bumping Black Tie? What was your favorite song? I gotta ask what her favorite song was. I like Signs of Love Making. Yeah, he has some heat, man. He got a lot of dope R&B stuff. I like the rap stuff he's trying to do. And what's up with all these podcasts? There's like a new podcast every 2 days.
So they were only married for 3 years, and then their marriage fell apart. And then they spent the next 2 years getting divorced. Apparently, it was an ugly situation. Now she's reflecting on that, and she has a little bit of regret. Take a listen.
If I had different people in my ear at that time, I would not have made that decision. No. I try my very best at this point in my life to be what I didn't have in that moment. Women specifically, there will be moments where they'll be like, I'm ready to be done. I'm ready to be done. I'm ready to be done. I can't stand this. He don't do this. He don't do that. Blah, 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 blah. And we're just focusing on these things. You don't have a certain...
Is this the same woman that robbed him blind? The one that had him crying on the internet? What more do you want from me? I mean, was crying like Kel from Kenan and Kel. But is this the same one that he had to pay like millions of dollars?
Certain person in your life to check you and say, sis, what about this? What about this? What about these strengths? What about what he's not doing? That can get you thinking about the positive aspects of this person that you may not be thinking about when you're upset. In those moments, you need somebody to be the person for that person.
Now, obviously, this is not an overtly political podcast that you're listening to. It's probably not political at all, but it made me think about politics because I always speak about really what happens if you follow liberal ideologies, right? If you buy into feminism when you're young and it carries on for too long. And what she's talking about, I know exactly what climate she's speaking of. It is women when they get toxic and they are with one another and they think that their life is going to live forever, that they need to aspire to be by themselves, that climb, the career ladder, that the aspiration shouldn't be family. It should be being bad all by yourself.
Miss Independent, right? Miss Independent, we don't need no man. That's the type of time they be on. They learn. They learn.
Self. You got it. You got money in the bank. You don't need no man. And these are the sorts of women that were in her tribe. I'm going to guess largely liberal women who were listening to the liberal messaging that's coming from the mainstream media. Mm-hmm. So rather than her working on her marriage, 3 years, she should be in the honeymoon phase.
Okay, so she's admitting that she made mistakes. Okay, so now I heard this differently. Okay. So now this is his wife admitting that I thought that I could be on that Miss Independent type of, okay. Wow. Had him crying on the internet, robbed him. Just so you could say, I shouldn't have been listening to, yeah. That's usually how it goes, bro.
She was listening to her girlfriends who are making her feel empowered. She's in her 20s and basically telling her, you don't need a man. And of course, the difference between your life and your prospects from your 20s as a young woman, then when you turn the chapter and go into your 30s, it's dramatic. The differences are quite dramatic. And I try to explain this to the young women that listen to me. I get it. I was in my 20s too. You feel like every day is so long, you're going to be young forever and you don't have to focus on those sorts of things. But 30 will smack you in the face. It's a different.
Yeah. Yeah, fam. Sometimes I just sitting here and I'll be like, dang, I'm old. It randomly just clocked me up. So I'm like, 30s. Man, makes you think, contemplate. You don't want to be in your 40s and 50s with the same feeling.
Ball game, totally different ball game. And, there's this call to settle down and to have a family. And now that she's in her early 30s, she's recognizing that she achieved that and then turned it down. Now, Tyrese Gibson saw this clip making the rounds and he responded to it. Take a listen to what he had to say.
Nah, Black Ty, he about to give us some bars. If you guys have not seen Tyrese and the way he clapped back when it comes to social media and doing clips, he about to pull out a blackboard and play, this is where you messed up. Let's see. Or he gonna play super humble.
And you
man wearing makeup? Oh, that's a
packed up a 1-year-old, put a COVID mask on top of the Ring cameras, and I was literally in an airplane on my way home to fight for my marriage and my family. You're heartless.
So obviously you can sense a little bit of animosity there.
That's facts. I don't want to hear that. Oh, well, my friends told me this is what I should do, that I should get this money and go and live and be by myself. Nah, he's not trying to hear, especially when you did it on that sneak tip. You put mask on the ring light so you could sneak his children out of the house. What's wrong with you? And now you're trying to be a victim?
There, he certainly hasn't forgiven her. Who would, if that's really what happened? He goes on to talk about how they were not in an abusive relationship. There was nothing there that would make her want to pack up everything and put a COVID mask on a camera and leave with his 1-year-old child, other than the fact that she had women in her ear, other than the fact that she was like...
Pretty much he was on his simp flow. Come on, this dude was doing cry videos, bro. He was crying on the internet. What do you want from me? We got to see that clip. I got to find that. Nah. You see him cry too much. It's not necessary. Yeah, she just didn't want to be with a simp no more. It wasn't like he actually did anything wrong. He definitely got to learn how to manage certain emotions. But Tyrese always seemed like an extremely intelligent man.
Likely poisoned by culture.
Especially, he seemed like an extremely emotionally intelligent man from day one.
To believe that this was her moment. This was her Beyonce music video moment. And she was going to show how she could do bad all by herself. There's a lesson there. There really is. And it's one that I talk about all the time, that I speak about all the time, rather, when I speak to young women on these college campuses. Pay attention to these cultural examples. Pay attention to the women that make you feel empowered when you're listening to their music. Taylor Swift, everybody loves Taylor Swift except for me. Beyonce, everybody loves Beyonce. And then actually focus on their lives and see whether or not their music is reflecting their lives. And if it is reflecting their lives, is it reflecting their lives in a positive manner, right? When you look at them, do you actually believe that these...
It's not. We've seen the footage of, wasn't it, Cardi B? What was it? Sweeping and mopping the floor. And what was her famous lyric? I don't cook, I don't clean. Let me show you how I got this ring. Being nasty. No, you cook and you clean. And her husband was the one recording the video saying you need to stop lying on these songs. It's the funniest clip in the world.
Individuals are happy and whether they're whole. I understand that they're wealthy, right? I understand that you can earn a lot of money because young women like to hear these sorts of tunes. But if it's conditioning you to believe that freedom is somehow going to render you happier, you are going to be sorely mistaken as you get older, right?
Facts.
Because actually it's discipline that renders you freer, right? It's doing the same thing day in and day out, putting the work where you are, watering the grass where you stand. That is going to make you happier in the future. So I just wanted to make sure that all the young women were paying attention to that because it's an important cultural story, an important cultural message. And that's all I'm going to say about that. All right, if you like this.
No, she's 100% on point. She's on point. I be feeling bad for Tyrese sometimes because he get done dirty. That boy get done. What do you want from me? Like, come on, now she's sitting there like, maybe I shouldn't have listened. Okay. Maybe you should listen to your husband, the father of your children. Let me know what you think in the comment section. It's crazy out here. Just a heads up. If you want to watch me live stream, there's 2 different ways you can do that. You can follow me or subscribe on my live stream channel, bxbeastboy Live, which should be on my homepage. Hopefully you can find it, but if not, search bxbeastboy Live. And the second way is on my Twitch. Yep, I'm definitely on Twitch, man, and sometimes we go on there exclusively. Go ahead and follow me if you have a Twitch, man. You never know when I'm going to be on there. Nah, for real, I sometimes just randomly start live streaming. It's just crazy. But go up on there, man. Why not? Why not?